Right now, at this very second, billions of electrical signals are firing through your body at speeds of up to 120 meters per second, faster than a Formula One car, and you don't even feel it. This is the action potential, the language your nervous system uses to communicate, and if you don't understand it deeply, you will lose marks in your exams. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, action potential will never confuse you again. Welcome to Medically, your medical education hub, where we break down complex medical concepts into clear, simple, and unforgettable lessons. I'm your tutor, and today we are diving deep into one of the most fundamental concepts in human physiology, the action potential. Whether you're a med student or not, this one is for you. Let's get into it. What exactly is an action potential? Simply put, an action potential is an electrical signal generated by a neuron, a nerve cell, that allows it to communicate with other neurons, muscles, or glands. Think of it like this. Imagine your nervous system is a phone network. Each neuron is a phone, and the action potential is the actual phone call being made, the signal being transmitted from one point to another. Without action potentials, your brain cannot tell your heart to beat. Your eyes cannot send images to your brain. Your muscles cannot contract. Nothing works. That's how fundamental this concept is. Before we talk about the action potential itself, we need to understand what happens before it fires. This is called the resting membrane potential. At rest, the inside of a neuron carries a charge of negative 70 millivolts compared to the outside. We write this as minus 70 millivolt. Why is it negative inside? Because at rest, the neuron's membrane is more permeable to potassium ions, K+, which leak out of the cell through leak channels, leaving behind negative charges inside. Meanwhile, the sodium-potassium pump actively pumps 3 sodium ions out and 2 potassium ions in, maintaining that negative resting charge. So at rest, UNRine equals negative minus 70 millivolt. Outside the neuron equals positive. This is your baseline. This is where everything begins. Phases of the action potential. Now, here is the main event. The action potential happens in 5 distinct phases. Learn these and you own this topic. Phase 1, depolarization. A stimulus arrives at the neuron. It could be a touch, a sound, a chemical signal, anything. This stimulus causes voltage-gated sodium channels to open. Sodium ions, Na+, which are positively charged and sitting in high concentration outside, rush into the cell rapidly. The inside of the cell rapidly becomes more positive, shifting from minus 70 millivolt all the way up to plus 30 millivolt. This is depolarization. The cell goes from negative to positive inside. The threshold for this to happen is minus 55 millivolt. This is the trigger point. If the stimulus is strong enough to bring the membrane to minus 55 millivolt, the action potential fires. All or nothing. No halfway. Phase 2, repolarization. At the peak of plus 30 millivolt, the sodium channels close and now voltage-gated potassium channels open. Potassium ions rush out of the cell, taking positive charges with them. The inside of the cell becomes negative again, dropping back toward minus 70 millivolt. This is repolarization. The cell is resetting itself. Phase 3, hyperpolarization. But here's the thing. The potassium channels are slow to close, even after the membrane reaches minus 70 millivolt. This causes the membrane to dip below resting potential, sometimes reaching minus 90 mV. This brief period is called hyperpolarization, or the refractory period. During this time, the neuron cannot fire another action potential. This is the absolute refractory period. This is important. It ensures signals only travel in one direction. Phase 4, return to resting potential. Finally, the sodium-potassium pump kicks back in, pumping 3 sodium ions out and 2 K+ in, restoring the original ion distribution. The membrane returns to minus 70 millivolt, ready to fire again. Phase 5, propagation. The action potential doesn't just stay in one place. It travels along the entire length of the neuron. In myelinated neurons, it jumps between nodes of Ranvier. This is called saltatory conduction, and it is much faster than conduction in unmyelinated neurons. This is why myelin matters, and why diseases that destroy myelin, like multiple sclerosis, cause such devastating neurological symptoms? Quick summary of ion movement. Membrane potential is minus 70 millivolt. Never forget this number. Point 2. Threshold potential is minus 55 millivolt. Below this, no action potential. Above this, it fires completely. All or nothing. Point 3. Depolarization equals sodium En. Repolarization equals potassium out. Tattoo this on your brain. Point 4. The absolute refractory period equals sodium channels are inactivated equals neuron. The relative refractory period equals potassium channels still open equals neuron can fire but needs a stronger than normal stimulus. Point 6. Myelinated fibers conduct faster via saltatory conduction at nodes of Ranvier. If you can answer questions on all 7 of these points, you are scoring marks on action potential questions every single time. Summary. Let's bring it all together. The action potential is an electrical signal that allows neurons to communicate. At rest, the membrane sits at minus 70 millivolt, more negative inside. Depolarization, sodium rushes in, membrane goes to plus 30 millivolt. Repolarization, potassium rushes out, membrane returns to minus 70 millivolt. Hyperpolarization, membrane dips below minus 70 millivolt, refractory period begins. Saltatory conduction in myelinated neurons makes signal transmission faster. You now understand the action potential, not just memorized it, but truly understand it. And that is what Medically is all about. If this video helped you, please hit that subscribe button right now, because we post clear, high-yield medical education content every single week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Drop a comment below. Tell me, which phase of the action potential confuses you the most? I read every comment, and I'll make sure to address it. This is Medically. Learn it, understand it, apply it. See you in the next one.